Okay, so right now we have an example of uh, time-dependent data acquisition. So when we have automated data acquisition, we might take information from an array of sensors at different times. So what we have is a lot of information at different sensors and many of these files. What we want to do is display that information in an easy way using Excel. So if we have a lot of these files, you can actually easily import them into Excel with um, this utility. It's called ASAP Utilities. It's free for students. I think it costs a little bit of money if you're doing this for a business. But what we can do is we can import and merge or import multiple files. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all these relevant configurations. Our data is tab delimited. We want it in this workbook, and we want to merge it into one table and put the file name in column A. So once we do that, we just need to select all these different files, and it'll import all of them into this table. So now what we have is a lot of data imported here, and this is the time which is actually indicated in the file name. And these are the different sensors. We're just going to number them off really easily. So what I'm also going to add is a row index because this is the other coordinate of the sensor. So we're going to add that to all the different tables here. And now we just need to insert a table. Now, why insert a table is because we can filter really easily. For example, let's say we only want to look at time 0. We filter it like that. Time 0. Done. Now what we want to do is insert a 3D chart with this data here. So the reason I selected this column and not this column will be apparent pretty quickly. Let me just show you. We're going to go to Other Charts and Surface Chart. So what we see now is that we have from 1 to 50. I actually only have 5 rows that I'm really interested in at one time. For example, I'm looking at this table, time 0. I only want 5 of those rows, not 50, which is all of them in total. Like it goes all the way down to 50 rows. So what happens is if we filter out just one time, okay, that's just a bit of a formatting thing, but we actually get just that data, just the data we want displayed here. It just changes axis and make it more zoomed in on the area that we care about. Okay, and we're gonna just make the size nicer too. Let's make it 5 by 5, and let's lock it there. So now we have this, let's say, temperature at sensors. We have this table here, or this graph here. And what we'll see is, yeah, now we update it to whatever we want, and it'll change accordingly to what time it is, or what the time step was. So if we want to do this dynamically, we want to have a simple way to change the temperature. What we can do is just insert a filter here. So we have the time as a filter, and we're going to use something called, we want to show this whole thing first. We want to use something called advanced filters. So we're going to data and advanced, and the list range is basically the table data that we want to filter, and that's okay. Criteria range, now we want to filter by time. Okay, and let's say we want time 0. Now if I click OK here, it'll filter out time 0, and that will hold on, I just need to fix this. Okay, and yeah, that will filter out time 0. So if I do that again, what you notice is it doesn't update right away. So we need a macro to update that. And it's actually really easy because we can record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a macro of me just updating it. So we go developer, record macro, update. Okay. We're going to go to data, advanced, and then okay. And that's it. That's all I needed to do to change or update this. So now I'm done recording the macro. And we can just open up the VBA. Oops. And we're just going to look in the module. And we're going to see that, okay, this is the code that we're interested in. We want to update with that code. So we're just going to go like this. And now what happens is we're going to insert a scroll bar. So let's insert that right here. And we're going to format the control. We change this value with that scroll bar. We want the minimum value to be 0 and the maximum to be 9. Okay. So right now we should be able to change the value, as you can see. But now what we want to do is we want to run that code that updates the filter. So we're going to go to assign macro, scroll bar change, go to new, and then copy paste this code right into there. Really easily. Now we're actually done. We don't need that code anymore. And now when we change this, it actually updates the whole table. Obviously the full blue is not a good way to do this. We should probably want to use different colors like this. Now it's a bit more easy to see the different temperatures. So yeah, now we have a dynamic chart describing the heat, or not the heat transfer, rather the temperature at different positions as a function of time now.